Pune classroom. So this is what we discussed. Like, so we took actual 17 paper. We implemented certain shortcuts in the classroom. We had a discussion about RC strategies to boost your speed predominantly. A lot of time people, students do have trouble with your main idea kind of questions. So how do you crack main idea questions in say like 30 or 40 odd seconds, right? So that's what we discussed. There are certain short based fact-based questions that you will see in CAT 2018. We also had them in CAT 2017, and we've been seeing them from last 3-4 years, by the way. So we did that as well. Most importantly, time management, and last but not the least, a formula, a proven formula or a proven strategy towards getting into short 99 percentile. So this is what we discussed across the section for around about 1 hour. Now I'm going to do the same thing for you guys out here. So let's have a look at paper first. So okay, so I have round about 5 RCs. Like, you all know what RCs you're going to have. The paper format you guys already know. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through with this thing. Now let's say this is my RC number 1, okay? This is my RC number 1, which basically talks about, say, what is it? So when you start your verbal section, right, what you need to understand it, how you're going to go ahead with this section. So I don't have to read this entire paragraph, okay? So just understand this, okay? Creativity, great. Okay, you have creativity in here. All right, what else you have? Like, creativity is here. Okay, so this one is there. Now what do you have? Somebody out, okay, some Robin and all this is talking about. Now what else you have? Let's go a little bit down. So what do you have in here? All right, so here also you get creativity, okay? So this is again. Now this entire paragraph, now if you look at whatever the passages that you have in here, there are around about, I would say, 6 passages that you have. Like, so out of 6 passages, you have 5 passages which only and only talks about creativity, right? It means that this entire paragraph is based on creativity. Even if you look at here, your question talks about creativity, right? So this is done and dusted. This is short that this paragraph only talks about creativity, right? And I'm going to take this paragraph at a one shot, because now if you look at, it's a creativity thing, right? And again, this paragraph is going to be predominantly a fact-based paragraph. It's not going to be an inference-based, right? So I am going to pick this up. Now, when I pick this up, right, what I need to understand is, let's read number 1. Now, I'm going to show you, there has to be a main idea question, okay? So here you have this, excuse me, central idea of this passage. Now, how do you get this answer? Let's understand this. Let's read. Now, how do you read this paragraph? Now, this is again an important line that you need to understand. So when you start with this, right? So let's read. The creativity is one of our most resources and more inexhaustible one, and all that stuff, right? As anyone who has, now you understand this, right? When you start from this level, right? Every single human being, this is nothing but gyan, right? This is purely a gyan thing, right? That author is going to talk about. This is something you should not be even looking at, right? Now, there is a strategy here. There is a way that I explain this in the classroom. Classroom people know about it. I cannot kind of, deep dive into it because of it will take a lot of time. Now, more than anything. Now, do you see this question mark here? Okay, so what fosters creativity? This is your important point, because here the author is asking a question. Now, when there is a question, what you can expect later on is there is going to be a definite answer. Okay, so more than anything else, the presence of other creative people. Okay, the big myth. Now, myth is a key word. The myth is that creativity is the province of great individual geniuses. It means those people who are genius, they are more creative. Okay, but that's a myth. What is myth? Myth is a negative word, right? Now, if we go a little bit ahead and if you try to read this paragraph, in fact is one of the word that comes from my RC rules, right? So the RC rules workshop, which I have taken in Pune classroom, right, which will help you to knock off your RCs very well. It's one of the rules that I discussed. So in fact comes from one of those 10 to 12 rules that I have discussed. So in fact, creativity is a social process. Now this is where author has agreed that creativity is a social process, right? So author has taken a stand out here and he concludes that, creativity is a social process. Now, if you look at this is basically a main idea. Now, what you will have next is a supporting idea, because whenever author writes something, right, he says that on a 1,000 bird's eye view kind of thing, right? And then he give go on explaining the same stuff. Now, if you look at our biggest creative breakthrough come when people learn from, compete with, collaborate with other people. Now, what is this? This is nothing but the same thing that he's talking about. So whatever he has explained in here is nothing but the explanation of this point which he made earlier. Now, what is clear cut out here is that, okay, creativity is nothing but a social process, right? And he is talking about collaboration of people and all that stuff. So when you talk about the central idea, this question right out here, okay, which is the central idea of this passage. Now you see your number one, social interaction is necessary to nurture creativity. So he said that it's a social science. Now he's saying that after that he said that people should learn from each other, compete with each other. So this is what he's talking about, right? Social interaction. This is your answer. Now even if you look at B, if you look at C, and if you look at D, you can eliminate. So your elimination is more possible out here. So if you look at this, more people should work in jobs that engage. This is wrong. Creativity divide is widening in societies in lineup. This is wrong because this talks negatively. Creativity and ideas are gradually declining also. ये तो उसने बोला ही नहीं था, right? Now how is this possible that you can crack this question in say around about 50 to 60 seconds only by reading one paragraph? I need to understand there is a rule attached out here. Your first paragraph and your last paragraph, both of them talk about the same stuff. On the basis of this, you can come up with the main idea, rather you can be 100% sure about your main idea, and on that basis we are marking this question. As I said, due to the constraint of time, it's a whole workshop altogether that I conduct in Pune. I cannot tell you guys everything right now, but is it? Okay, so the second paragraph starts with this. Okay, so during the frigid season, it is often necessary to nestle under a blanket to try. Okay, I didn't get anything. The subniveum, so it's so well insulated and stable. Okay, didn't understand anything. For many organizations, leaving a temperature. Okay, something which is bouncer. The formation and stability of the subniveum. Okay, I have no fucking clue what is this talking about. So if I look at this paragraph, it's not that easy, right? Now let's move ahead. Let's see a couple of more paragraphs in here. So what do you have next? Both depth and density of snow are sensitive to temperature. Okay, something which is different, right? Okay, the effects of a colder subniveum are complex, for example. Okay, now if you understand this paragraph, okay, now when you look at creativity and when you look at this paragraph, right? So there is no continuity. Okay, not the same thing has been talked by the author out here. Okay, so there is no continuity. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to pick this up. I'm not going to pick up this paragraph at all. Now I'll go ahead and see what else I have in here. Okay, the end of the edge of the internal okay, what is it? So let's understand. There is a small sun everywhere. The shift to hybrid vehicles. Okay, vehicles. Some of it replace remarkable abilities of Elon Musk. Okay, now you see it talks about Elon Musk. This is Mr. Musk. Okay, great, private car. Now you need to understand. Okay, so this has something to do with Tesla. Okay, or this has something to do with your car passage, right? Something that talks about car and all that. Okay, so yeah, you might want to take this paragraph because see electrical cars, right? I'm only looking at your keywords. I'm not even getting in detail of my entire paragraph, right? I'm only looking at the keywords. Now let's go ahead a bit and let's try and understand what else we have in here. Okay, so I'm looking at this paragraph a little bit in detailed manner. Okay, autonomy comes in full circle. Okay, the dream goes further. This is a little bit wrong because I make my handouts by myself. So copy paste mein problem ho gaya. Traffic jam. Fantasies independence. Okay, so I'm very sure about this is something to do with your car. Again, Elon Musk, the author points on the following. Okay, support. Okay, now let's look at the questions, right? You can understand from question what's happening. According to the author, the main reason for Tesla's remarkable. Okay, Tesla, right? So this paragraph is nothing but Tesla, and this paragraph talks about Elon Musk, right? So this is a must paragraph that you should be taking because it's a fact-based paragraph, right? Now let's move ahead. Let's have a look at another paragraphs, rather passages. What else we have? Typewriters are the epitome of technology. Wow, look at this. This is such a tiny nano paragraph. Typewriters are the epitome of epitome, right? Epitome, ye maine class mein karwaya hai. It means, epitome means the greatest example of something. So you have typewriters out here, you have typewriters out here. What do you have? No Twitter, urgent emails, alright, nor is the eBay. Okay, great stuff. What do you have? What do you have? So this is a pretty nano paragraph, a small paragraph, 3 plus 2, like 5, and like round about 12 lines in here. And you have, these are like called as squat RCs, like short RCs. And you have 3 questions. It's a short fact based paragraph, guys. You can pick these questions easily. Okay. Trying to do, right? Okay, which of the following base describes what passage? So even if you give round about say 6 to 7 minutes on this paragraph, you will be able to knock this paragraph off. Now let's move ahead and go to your paragraph 1 and let's try to have a look at the questions. I'm very sure like we must be getting certain kind of questions, right? Now if you look at this, right? Okay, the author conclusion about the most creative cities in the US paragraph 6. Okay, so these are the questions that are coming directly from your paragraph. So this again makes your paragraph little bit more easy, as far as your attempts are concerned. So if you understand, right, now let's see, like we will still have one more paragraph left. Typewriter, what do you have? Comb Scout. Okay, I think, okay, despite their fierce population, I'm looking at this paragraph, okay, despite their fierce population, Vikings may not have been plundered. Okay, great, since the artifacts were found. Okay, now I think this paragraph is a little bit different, because if you look at this, doesn't sound like a the fact-based paragraph. Combs a cow from animal antlers, Laura Gaggle responsive like science. Okay, so this talks about science and all that stuff, right? This is something not be taken, right? Now, if you look at what needs to be done out here is, I have my 5 RCs. So I'm going to go ahead with my RC. Okay, now let's understand this. So I'm going to take paragraph first at a first go. I'm going to take paragraph first. Then I can probably take paragraph third, which is a Tesla paragraph. Okay. After Tesla, I'm going to take paragraph number 4, if I'm not wrong, which talks about typewriters, right? Then I'm going to take either I'm going to take number 5 or either I'm going to take number 2. Now, what you need to understand, if you remember my strategy, right? There is a video that I've uploaded, RC Booster 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you remember what I've told to you guys, right? You will get 2 paragraphs which may not be crackable, or which may not, see, there is nothing kind of crackable, it's just that it's time consuming. But when you look at time consuming thing, right, you should not be touching them in the first lap of your VRC section. Now if you look at here, 1, 3, 4, manageable. 6 questions, 3 questions. How many? Like I have 15 questions to actually get my score done. Yeah, I have 9 questions which are like a little bit pain for me, right? Because yeah, this is 6 and number 5 is like 3. So I don't have to worry about this 9 question. What I need to understand is, if you look at creativity, right? If you have seen the rules, if you know the rules very well, if you're a classroom student, right? You'll be able to knock these 15 questions off at a very early stage of your VARC. And then you can spend some time on these 2 paragraphs. And I'm not saying that you should be aiming at 9 on 9. No, even out of these 9, you can crack round about 4 to 5 questions. It's more than a good number, guys. Like getting round about 24, right? Around about 15, like actually 15 to 16 questions on 24 is a good deal, to be very honest. Because if you're going ahead with your TITA, and even if you get 5 from TITA, this is going to be around about 20. Just take care of your accuracy and you should be in a good place. Now, if you look at in my case, right, what's happening in classroom students, out of these 24, they'll be able to knock off round about 18 to 19 questions, and then comes from TITA, that's 5. So I can guarantee them round about 23 to 24 attempts out of 34, which is a cool number, right? And for the fact you know the rules, and for the fact you know all the stuff, right, that you need to apply while doing the RC, you have a great chance to understand 100% whether your answer is correct or not. So this is what we do in the classroom. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, guys, walk you through a little bit of para jumble and all that stuff. So let's understand what kind of para jumbles you have, or rather how you should be picking up your para jumbles. Okay. All right, let me just get this in. Okay. All right. Now let's have a look at this para jumble. Okay. First, the implication of retelling Indian stories, the stories. This is the stories we cannot. Number 1, knock off, easy, damn easy. I will be doing this, by the way, again. But understand, how am I going ahead with this? Now, the question is, should you be picking this or you should not be picking this? Guys, trust me, if you're going to read the whole para jumble and then you will be deciding कि यार ये para jumble लेना है कि नहीं लेना है, हो गया आपका verbal ability, हो गया आपका पूरा का पूरा CAT का paper, right? It's not going to happen, guys. Trust me, it's not going to happen. Trust me, okay? Now, let's go to the second one. Before plants can take, okay, it's in its aerial, okay, this is demonstrative pronoun, lightning stars, nitrogen, one of the most dramatic example, okay. I'm gonna pick this up, yes. Okay, now let's have a look at this para jumble. What do you have? This has huge implications for health, okay, healthcare system, placebo, where's the third one, by the way? Did I miss it? Okay, third one is the placebo effect. Yes, I'm gonna take this one also, because if you talk about this is nothing but only one single main idea, that is placebo. So again, you can take this paragraph. Rather, you can take this para jumble. So easy ones, right? Out of three, you can take 2 arams and you can get them done, you can solve them, right? The only thing is that you don't have to read the whole stuff, right? If you're going to read everything as far as your VARC is concerned, then guys, it's going to be really tough for you to manage your stuff, right? So you don't have to read, right? What you need to understand is what's going to be your strategy on a D day so that, you can actually knock the section off, right? So a lot of people told me, okay, sir, can you please walk us through that, as to how you do it? So guys, this is a small attempt from my side to look at your entire VRC section, decide immediately what questions you're going to do, which will increase your speed. If you know the rules, will give you a great accuracy. And when you have a speed and the accuracy, your attempts will go up by default. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will be posting more videos on verbal ability and other section of CAT as well, and other exams also. So please do subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. Thank you so much.